Like, what would you do if somebody you really adored reached out and wanted to meet you? Well, that's not exactly what happened to me, but I just got to be interviewed by Evan Carmichael, which was an incredible honor, really neat experience, and I want to tell you all about it. So I got an email a few weeks ago, and it was Evan's team reaching out saying, hey, Evan's going to be putting on some type of course, and he's looking for people growing YouTube channels. So essentially, there was an opportunity to share with him what I'm doing and see if he'd be interested in interviewing me to put together in his course. I got the email 4 days late. It went to one of my inboxes that's just full of, a lot of junk goes there. And so I missed a lot of emails. I just so happened to come across it and I took action. I was like, you know what? It's 4 days after he sent out this email, but you know what? I'm going to give it a go. So I went ahead and the stipulation was, hey, record him a video and talk about your channel, where you're at in your channel, and why he should interview you. So I did. My channel is new. At the time, I had 12 subscribers, and I'd only been uploading to YouTube for about a month. And I was like, you know what? I'm just at this point where I'm beginning my YouTube journey, and I really want to create meaningful content. He's somebody that inspires me, and what he does inspires me. So let me tell him about it. So I did, and I was selected. I was one of 5 who was selected to participate in this interview process. We just got off. I got about 30 minutes of his time. I'm actually out in Louisiana right now. I'm visiting my family, my parents and my siblings. I haven't seen them in about 2 years. That's how crazy life gets and how much, time passes whenever you have kids and you're doing all the crazy stuff that life, hands you. So it's just been a roller coaster. I found out the other day that I was accepted and I was just like, what? But here's the thing, sometimes people are afraid to try. What happened if I got that email and I noticed that it was 4 days? 4 days had gone by. Well, he probably already has his 5, right? I mean, I could have easily thought that. But I thought, well, I'm going to give it a try. And that's the thing, is that we've got to be willing to take action and just step out and see, hey, can this work for me? And I've always been the person that never wins anything, right? I don't win the lottery. I don't win whenever there's lotteries going at events, when they pick those names out of the fish bowls or whatever. I always put my name in and I'm like, oh, please, please, please pick me, pick me, pick me. Never me. I'm never that girl. So I kind of already have that thing over me, right? I'm thinking, I'm not going to get picked, but I'm going to try anyway. This is the one thing I can say about me is I don't stop trying. I'll just try and try and try again. And so being picked, I was like, oh my gosh, my heart just dropped. And I just thought, this is amazing. And this to me is kind of like law of attraction. I've been working and working and working for a long time, much longer than my YouTube channel's been up. Working on myself, working on ideas, working on concepts, working on what I could do, trying to be deliberate and intentional about what I'm creating for you. It was just like one of those, it's not a coincidence, right? It's not, you could say it's a beautiful serendipity, but really I feel like it's law of attraction. I am attracting, I attracted that to me. I didn't even know it. It's one of those really cool situations. Now, what comes of that interview is yet to be determined, right? He's supposed to use it in his course. What does that mean? I don't know. But all I know is at this moment, I took action and something really awesome happened. I took a step of faith. I decided, let me give this a go. Let me try and see what could come of this. And it's really beautiful that I was able to be interviewed by him. He gave me some good advice. Of course, 30 minutes is just not enough time to really get good coaching advice. So I wish I could spend hours and days with him, and really kind of share a bigger picture. But what he did share is really compelling. And so this is another bonus insight that I had. I have shared with multiple people what I want to do with my YouTube channel. I have a particular idea in mind, but I've had a difficult time articulating it and really nailing it down, like trying to write down on paper what I want to do has been challenging, right? Because I know the importance of being niched, and I know the importance of having something really specific, but I also have a difficult time. Like, I want to reach the people that need to hear my message. And so as much as I know marketing and being specific, I struggle. And the one thing I've heard from multiple people is incorporate your journey and incorporate your children. And I don't have my children here right now. My husband was so kind as to take them away so that I could have some quiet, so I could be interviewed in peace. But incorporate my kids in my content. And that has been something that I really struggle with, because my kids, they're crazy, they're loud, they're boisterous. A lot of times when I try to get them on camera, I want video, they're like, and they get all just weird. And so it's like, that's another challenge. Well, I'd love to incorporate you in this video, kiddo, but not if you're being weird like this, or calling mommy and daddy out for like just the weirdest, bizarre things, It's like, I can't put that on YouTube, you little thing. But the second point to that is, I believe in paying attention to multiple witnesses. In the Bible, it says when you need 2 or more witnesses to determine a matter, and a lot of that is like judicial stuff. But I always think about 2 or more witnesses. So if 2 or more people in different ways or in different circles tell me the same thing, that makes my ears perk, right? I'm like, okay, my business coach has told me this. Him and Evan Carmichael are not buddies. They're not friends. They don't hang out with each other, and they don't know that they know me, right? And so he's told me this. Evan Carmichael has told me this. And I've had other people tell me, incorporate your children, incorporate your journey, take people along your journey with you. And that has been difficult, right, for me to really wrap my head around, because I feel like my journey is just chaotic, and I don't want to portray chaos. I want people to be inspired. And I look around at my kids and the mess that they make all the time, and just like the state of my house, and oh my gosh, it's just crazy. And so I have a difficult time with that, but I understand the beauty of it. And now I'm having multiple witnesses relaying the same thing to me. And so it's kind of one of those things where at some point you have to realize multiple people from different areas telling you the same thing. Generally, they're being inspired whether they know it or not. And I personally believe it's God. God is inspiring them to speak, and they're speaking. They're essentially a messenger, and they are sending me a message that God has given them, even if they don't realize it. You don't have to do the hama 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 thing to get a message from God. Oftentimes we are messengers without even realizing it. Awesome call with Evan. Super excited. Just going to put this out there. It was one of the things he challenged me. He said, hey, share a video about how you felt about this. And though I wish I would have had more time, because I don't think 30 minutes is really enough time to get a solid grasp on the direction of your life. It was a really great conversation, and just the fact alone that he reiterated the same thing that I've heard before was well worth the time and the effort to get into it, because it's like, okay, it's just one more way God has talked to me and shared with me what it is I should be doing. And it's just a confirmation. So look for confirmations in your life. Look for things that are, how is God speaking to you, and how is his message getting conveyed to you? And are multiple people telling you the same thing? And are you paying attention to that? Have multiple people told you should do this or do that, and without even knowing each other, or knowing that other people are telling you this? Those are things to really pay attention to. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Pay attention to those multiple witnesses. Take action on what you're hearing, and great things will come. I promise you. Much love.